Hello, everybody. Back again for another live chat. It might be the last one for a little while because now we're actually allowed to go outside. I'm sure a lot of you will be taking advantage of that. I'm sure I will be taking advantage of that. But tonight, we're going to be speaking with Karina from Alexis Outdoors. So exciting to actually get to talk to you because we've been in the same room before, but never actually got a chance to chat. So this is going to be cool. How you doing?
Yeah, this is really nice. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming and doing this. So everybody who's watching, we're definitely going to be taking questions. Want to answer any questions that you guys have. So feel free to type some in the chat. Type in either 2 Men in a Canoe because then it highlights it, or type question in all caps, and that will help us find the question in the chat feed. So let's just start with.
Oh, you're frozen. Oh, there we go.
Oh, I'm frozen for you. Oh, geez.
Yeah. There you go.
As long as our YouTube doesn't freeze. By the way, if something does, why am I frozen on there? Am I frozen for real on YouTube? Because I'm frozen on my preview on my thing. Everybody watching, let me know if I'm frozen. We're both frozen.
You're good for me.
Let's just try something. Okay, this is just a test. Okay, we're still going.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just for some reason my my monitor is showing us frozen. Okay, everybody can see us? Everybody can see us. Okay. Can you see us on the YouTube? I can see us on YouTube, so we're good. Okay, so let's go back to what we were saying. We're both moving, yeah, Dennis. Thank you, Dennis. Let's talk about yourself. How long have you been doing outdoor stuff, and what kind of things do you do outside?
So basically, my love for the outdoors started when I was a kid, probably like most people, just going out, building shelters for the fun of it, doing whatever you can outdoors. My grandmother had a property that we always went to, and we'd always just like run around in the back, 50 acres, and that's where we learned to do everything. So that's where my love kind of grew, and I was always kind of into horses as well, so I was always doing something outside no matter what it was. And then most recently, after Ryan and I got married, we started doing canoe trips, and we started getting more into the bushcraft and actual skills of the outdoors, and it's just flourished from there.
Nice. So how long have you been doing bushcraft stuff?
Let's see. Bushcraft stuff, probably 3 years-ish. If, pretty recent. I mean, if you're not counting like all the shelter building you do as kids before it was actually called bushcraft, probably about 3 years.
Nice. Because I've been checking out your YouTube channel and going down a rabbit hole of all sorts of really cool things you can do out there, so it's been pretty cool. So I'm sure most people watching are familiar with your YouTube channel. If not, be sure to subscribe to Alexis Outdoors. She got some really cool stuff there. While you're at it, subscribe to 2 Men in a Canoe as well.
That
hurt. So with the bushcraft, how long have you had your YouTube channel, Alexis Outdoors?
YouTube channel, I started probably I want to say like 3.5 years ago. But back then it was just on and off. It was like, I'll just throw a video on YouTube kind of thing. But probably officially about a year ago, in April, I hit 1,000 subscribers. So kind of snowballed from there, and it's become, a little bit more than just a video every now and then. It's really fun.
Nice. So do people come to you as sort of an expert in bushcraft now?
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't call myself an expert by any means, but I'm just out there having fun, just like anyone else is trying to do too, So, I don't know. I feel like it's nice to share not only my experiences, but my failures out there, which can teach people a lot, right? Learn from someone else's mistakes so that you don't have to make them.
Absolutely. What's cool? I find this with a lot of people like you, and other people that do not only bushcraft or even just, backcountry camping and have videos and show what it's like. All the people that really seem to know what they're doing never ever claim to be an expert. You know what I mean? So people who really don't know what they're doing are probably ones, oh, I'm an expert, and they're the ones that are going to get in trouble or get other people into trouble. So that's awesome.
It's good to stay humble.
Absolutely. And learn from, and I'm sure you still make mistakes.
Oh, absolutely.
So why don't we talk about some of the things that you've done that, I guess, the things that you've learned the most from?
Fire starting is a very humbling experience. You know, when you're first learning bushcraft, you kind of go out, you've seen all the Joe Robinette videos where he starts every fire with a Firesteel, and like, you go out and you're like, oh, I can just grab some birch bark, or, you know, some people don't even have birch bark, so you gotta find something else, and just like try to start that first fire. And it's funny because I have a video, in the thumbnail I put fire versus rain, and I went out, I was like, I'm gonna, you know, it's a crappy day out, the best day to go out and practice fire starting. And in that video, I like cut to every single try that I did, and I think by the end, like 12 or 13 tries. But like, it just goes to show you that's reality. And a lot of people are like, oh, bring dryer lint and bring, you know, cotton balls soaked in Vaseline. It's like the best thing you can do when you know you're not in a survival situation, you know you're close to home, go out and use natural materials as much as you can, because the more you practice with that, you know, you're always going to have that dryer lint.
That's true, yeah, because if you are in a survival situation, you're not going to have everything that you need. That
exactly.
You would that's so true. Even with all the stuff that you can take with you, sometimes it's hard. I know I've tried to do a few videos where you do it sort of in real time, and as you're going, and it's not lighting, you're going, this video is going to be like 10 minutes long, and I'm not going to have a fire going. What the hell?
Yep, been there.
One thing that I found worked well, and I lit a fire on this, I was just camping, I got back yesterday, actually, we did 2 nights in Algonquin. I figured, with COVID going around, I'll use hand sanitizer to start a fire, and it works pretty good. I just, on birch bark, a little bit of magnesium in there just to help, because it would have been great on cotton ball or something. And just sparks, and bam, awesome.
Nice.
So that's cool.
That's very appropriate for the times.
That's what I figured, yeah. So if somebody like me who does a lot of backcountry camping, but I take all the conveniences with me, tents, sleeping bags, you know, matches. Mm-hmm. If I was to learn one sort of bushcraft technique, what would the most valuable thing for somebody like me to learn be?
This is gonna sound super lame and cheesy, but probably just like knowledge as far as not worrying about the gear. So like, fire starting is a huge thing. If you can start a fire with like as limited materials as possible, that's a really good skill to have, because fire is crucial to everything. Cooking, keeping warm, you know, even keeping warmth at night, learning how to build a fire. Now, obviously a lot of this stuff you can't do in a provincial park, and I would never encourage anyone to do that. But if, you know, just if you're out practicing bushcraft in a place where you can, definitely fire skills are, I think, probably the most that you could possibly use out there. And aside from that, tarp configurations, also very useful. And then even further into that is shelters and stuff.
Nice. So fire starting, what's I guess I don't want to say hardest, but what would be the I guess would be the hardest. The hardest way you've had to start a fire. Obviously, like a flint and steel is still difficult, but at least you've got something that makes a spark. Like, have you done like wood on wood, like a stick or anything like that?
That is so high on my to-do list, and I just have not gotten a chance to do it. So by no means am I an expert in that. I'm pretty good with a Firesteel now, so I'm definitely starting to graduate.
Nice.
But I'm very excited. I want to do a bow drill fire super bad.
Do you, by any chance, watch Survivor? Are you a Survivor fan?
I used to. Growing up. Yeah, growing up in our family, Survivor was a huge thing.
Yeah, I love it.
Recently got away from it.
Oh, it's been amazing, by the way. I did submit another audition tape. But now what they do when they get to the final 4, whoever wins that picks one person, and the other 2 have to face off in a fire-making challenge. So,
oh, cool.
If you got that far now, and they give you a flint and steel, so you'd kick their butts.
That's wicked.
That's cool. I don't see any questions yet. Do you? We see a lot of cool comments, so that's great.
how's Grizz? Grizz is good.
Oh,
He's adjusting well to his new home.
so yeah, talk about a lot of your videos. You have your dog with you. Obviously, accompanies you on a lot of your trips. How long has Grizz been around, and does Grizz enjoy being out there?
Oh, absolutely. He cries. The funniest thing about Grizz, when anytime I would be getting ready to go somewhere, Grizz would run out the second he knows, because he knows I'm getting ready. He'll run out the door and sit by the truck and stare at me. And the odd time, like if the door is open or something, he'll just jump right in the truck and he hides so that I won't like drag him out of the truck.
Oh,
like,
wow.
You can't come with me today. So yeah, he just loves going on adventures. But he's a year and 8 months old now, and he's been coming with us since he was just. As soon as we got him, I started bringing him out. And, I knew we wanted a companion that would come camping with us and canoeing and all that stuff. So I incorporated all that into his trainings, and he's an amazing dog.
Nice. I think the last video of yours I watched was one of the ones where you were out in I think you were fixing up your shelter or finishing up, but you had coyotes in the night. What's that like with it? Because you seem nervous about your dog.
Yeah,
not sticking around, and I guess that's the danger with wild animals, right? Is the dog goes off and then brings them back.
Definitely, I think I'm pretty fortunate in that Grizz is like more comfortable with me than he would be. Like he was definitely nervous, but he kind of warned me about them, and you'll see if you read through the comment section, like everyone, and I saw this in his attitude as well. Like he totally knew they were there long before I did.
Wow.
Just the way he was acting and stuff, but yeah, no, he was eager to kind of stick close. He wasn't wanting to venture too far, so I think he knew. But yeah, that would be pretty scary if your dog ran out to them, because that's how they lure them out and nab them.
Yeah. Is Grizz around? Somebody wants to see Grizz.
Yes, Grizz, come. Oh, he's like asleep. Grizz, come here, come on, up, come on. Oh, good boy.
Oh, there you go.
Go close.
Oh, put him into this. There you go.
He's like, you woke me up.
Oh, you can go back to sleep if you want.
He's a good boy. I think he's loving the new place. He gets out a lot more.
That's cool. Yeah, so you just did a move. That's pretty cool. So with your outdoors, with your bushcraft, you had mentioned, obviously you can't do it in like a provincial park. You can't be cutting down trees and building shelters. Where have you been able to do a lot of the stuff that you do?
So back where I lived in more southern Ontario, I had a friend who loaned me his land basically, and he's like, you can just use it at your disposal. So that's where I built my shelter and stuff like that. But around here, there is tons of crown land, so I'm eager to take advantage of that. Crown land you can do a lot of things on that you can't do in a provincial park.
Right.
Obviously, keeping in mind that you want to leave it pristine for other people too. So if you make a shelter, tear it down, disperse. But if you're practicing those types of skills, just try to clean it up and make sure it's nice for the next person who comes along. But yeah, you can. I'm excited to explore all the crown land around here.
How long is the longest you've stayed out in one of your own shelters?
Probably just that one night.
Oh,
like
really?
I'm still pretty new as far as, I don't know, bushcraft, like I was saying earlier. So one night by myself, I think is the most I've ever done.
Oh wow! Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So camping though, you guys do obviously camping trips. So obviously, I'm assuming you take tents and sleeping bags on those.
Yeah, that's very very lightweight.
Nice. So what kind of trips do you guys generally do?
So we love to do canoe trips, and we've recently got into hot tenting as well for the wintertime. So either or, man, we love to just disappear for half a week to a week. And
nice. Do you guys cold tent as well in the winter? Or have
no.
You?
But I'm totally not opposed to it.
Yeah.
Like, just didn't get the chance. I think this winter just went by so fast.
Yeah.
But we definitely could. I think I could handle it.
Oh, well, if you
staying out in that shelter
I was going to say, if you can
was.
stay in your shelter, you can cold tent for sure, no problem.
I think it was -15 that night. I stayed in the shelter. So
did you take? I can't remember. Did you have a sleeping bag? You took a sleeping bag with you,
I
right?
did have a sleeping bag.
Okay, yeah.
I had a couple because
Nice.
I don't have anything. I don't have a good sleeping bag, so I
Right.
took a couple and just layered them up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, hot tents. I like them. I know a lot of people that have them, and it's nice.
A lot of
and warm,
work.
but I was gonna say it's a ton of work. I don't know if I could do it.
A lot of work. Yeah. What was nice, we did a winter trip with BAO, Backcountry Angling Ontario, and Explore the Backcountry. So Brad Jennings and Leah and John and Aaron, and that was super fun because you get to share the workload with
Yeah,
4 other people. So it's great.
that's nice. Somebody was asking, when's your next backcountry trip?
Oh, we're leaving on Sunday. Today is Thursday, and we're leaving on Sunday. We're getting out of Dodge. Yeah, we've been kind of updating our house, so we've been busy. But
Nice.
we're leaving.
And that's Algonquin. You said you were going to.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
How many days are you going?
probably do 4 days.
Nice.
Probably come out on Wednesday.
Very cool.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. I really wanted to get out more in the Crown Land around this area, but just with everything that's been going on, we just want to get out, go to an easy, portage, couple lakes, set up camp, and go fishing, and so it's just easy that way.
Nice. Yeah, I was out already once. I went out June 1st. We were allowed June 1st, so booked it, went.
That's awesome.
And I'm going out again on Friday, next Friday. Not tomorrow, but next Friday, the 12th, 13th, yeah.
Nice.
It's funny. When I booked it, there was nobody out on the lake I was going to, and now I checked it again. I think it's full at least on the Saturday. So,
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it doesn't take long. I actually, we haven't even booked ours. We might be going to Crown Land.
There you go. Yeah.
Who knows?
That is something I've considered. I haven't done Crown Land myself yet. I do want to do some. Mm-hmm. It does feel like the parks like Algonquin are way busier than they used to. You never, ever used to have to reserve a spot.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's wild. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's great. Lots of people getting outside. It's our fault. All us people doing YouTube videos. We're encouraging people to go outside, and then we wonder why can't we get a campsite?
That's right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody mentioned convert to a pop-up ice shelter as a hot tent. Yeah, I've seen those. Have you seen those?
I've seen them too.
Super easy to set up. Pop, pop. Mm-hmm. You still have to carry the stove, though.
It's true. It's still a lot of work to get it out there.
So you just started doing the hot tenting. Do you have a preference, winter to summer?
I love all seasons. I actually really I used to be your typical I can't go in the cold. I'm not good in the cold. And I am a cold sleeper too, so I was always nervous about going out in the cold and being warm enough. But man, when you set your mind to it and you get good gear for it, gear for winter, now I usually say don't worry about gear, just use the cheap stuff. For winter, if you want to enjoy yourself, you need warm stuff, or you need to really know how to conserve your body energy and stuff like that. But man, I love the diversity. Winter's awesome, summer's awesome, just all of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I really, really like winter. I mean, no bugs for one thing. That's probably the biggest bonus.
No bugs.
Huge. But it's not. At the end of winter, I am really looking forward to getting out in the canoe and go. I know you get the sun right in your eyes. Can you even see us? Can you even see me? It'll pass. It's setting pretty quick, so soon it'll be above your head. But at the end of winter, I'm actually really looking forward to getting out in the canoe, out in the warm. I don't find when it gets to fall that I'm really looking forward to going out in the snow. Although once it comes, I'm fine with it. That's totally cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally get that too. I still get, although, I don't know, when fall comes, I'm just the fresh air, I really love snow too, so when it starts to snow, I get an extra boost of excitement, so I but yeah, there's nothing like ice out in the springtime when you can get out. I mean, when you don't have COVID.
That's funny with all this COVID stuff. Technically, we've only really missed about a month.
Yeah.
Because nobody really goes in April.
But I mean, that's pre-bug season, so that's crucial time.
It is. That's right. You got like 2 weeks or so in May, and
Yeah.
that's about it. Yeah. And if anybody is going camping, they're out. Black flies, lots and lots of black flies. Mosquitoes, they weren't crazy amounts of them where I was, but there was enough. Thankfully, no deer flies yet, so
Yeah,
that's
they're coming.
yeah, you know. So yeah, questions. Start firing questions at us. We want to do some question and answer with people. So whatever questions you have, with about anything that we do. So you're filming your stuff. How do you find filming all your things?
That's been a learning curve for sure. I know when you had your live chat with Chris Prouse, the way that you said it was perfect. You have to film when you don't feel like it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
100%. And there are times when you do not feel like filming. Because, yeah, it can get, let's say in a canoe trip, you're tired, you just portaged all day and canoed all day, and you get to camp, you get everything set up, but, you have to film it all, too. That being said, it also adds to the fun for me. I love being able to look back, and if I'm sitting there with knowing that I haven't filmed much, I'm like, oh, I gotta film more, because I'll regret it if I don't.
Yeah, for sure. And it also, that's usually when it's the most interesting stuff happening, is when you don't feel like filming. Whether it could be bad weather, it could be whatever.
Exactly. And that's what makes the story.
It does, absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, I was camping on Tim Lake. It was an easy paddle. I went with my buddy Tim, who I usually go with. It'll be fun for people watching the video because Tim hurt his knee and his foot. His leg's all messed up, so he's on a crutch. So
Yikes.
He's in his canoe, I'm in my canoe, and he's crutch trying to load the thing. The campsite we're at is on a steep bank, so I'm having to help him put the canoe in. I don't think I have any footage of me putting his canoe in, but I have footage of him hobbling around, which is cool. But
that's important.
I did film, and I think my video goes up tomorrow morning. I filmed my entire paddle in. It's only about 45 minutes. It felt like a lot longer, but we had the wind against us the whole way. And once we got out on that lake, for some reason that lake gets super choppy, and it was getting really gusty. And I'm in my Swift Cruiser, which is pretty low, and I'm getting water splash in. And the only thing that's edited out of that video is a few swear words because I wasn't happy at times.
Yeah.
So, question.
Tina.
Oh, we got some from Ryan. Who's the best husband? Who's the most handsome?
Oh, Ryan.
Let's see. Question. Will you be planning a longer canoe trip this summer, 10 days or more?
That would be really nice. So, something, I don't even know if I should mention this because I'm not sure if we can pull it off with the move and stuff, but Buddy Harlan is back at his Eco Lodge up in Woodland Caribou, and we were supposed to go to Woodland Caribou last year. That was a huge thing for us. And that's when Grizz broke his wrist. So that happened 2 weeks before we were supposed to leave, and he took a solid 10 weeks to heal. So that just put the kibosh on everything, which sucked.
Do they make
and then Harlan sold his
dogs?
business. No.
Oh.
I wish. But yeah, no. So if we can get up there, it'll be a long one.
Nice.
For sure.
Nice. Any, do you do solo? Have you done many solos, or are you always all of you guys together, your dog and everybody?
Because I've never really had a reason to go solo, because we both love it so much out there. If Ryan wasn't into it as much as I would, I think I would be constantly going solo.
Yeah.
But yeah, just because he loves it so much, we would be. But I just got a new solo boat this year, so thank you, Swift. I'm rocking the Solo Prospector, and I'm stoked about that. So whether I go by myself, well, I'll definitely do some day trips by myself. I want to do some fishing trips.
Yeah.
I'll bring the dog, and just me and the dog, and hopefully have a fish fry for lunch type thing.
Nice.
But other than that, Ryan will borrow a solo boat from Swift as well, and we'll go do a solo canoe trip, but each in our own boats type thing.
That's cool. Speaking of the boats, so how do you like the solo boat?
Oh, it's so awesome.
Does it? Does the Solo Prospector have the seat in the bottom, same as like the Cruiser and all that?
I'm not sure if you can get it. I'm terrible.
Or do you have a regular canoe seat?
It's a regular canoe seat, but it's adjustable. So if you want to sit lower, there's like the top part where you can sit up to like a regular canoe, and then it just kind of pops off, and you can slide it down lower. So if you're in like super wavy conditions, you can sit nice and low and paddle. So yeah.
Are you using a canoe paddle or a kayak paddle in that?
All I've done so far is just a solo paddle, but I've been in contact with Bending Branches, and they're going to be sending me like a kayak paddle. So
nice.
I'm excited to try that out.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I like better. It's faster with a kayak paddle.
Yeah,
but I still find it more relaxing with the little canoe paddle.
It's so relaxing, and it's so like just a good feel to it, right?
Yeah,
it's a good traditional feel.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree.
So I was just curious about the seat, because with the Cruiser, and I know with the pack boats, you're sitting low, so getting into it is really tricky. It's not like stepping into a canoe. You have to sort of step in. I don't know if you saw. I don't know if Martin's watching. Martin Pine. Did you see his post today on social media?
I don't think I did. No, not yet.
He decided to step into his pack boat, crossing a beaver dam apparently, and fell in.
Big spill.
Yeah. So they're a little tricky to get into. So Martin, if you're watching, I saw your post, and I totally get it, because they are. You kind of got to get in and plop your ass down right away.
Yeah.
Susie, question: is it nice and light for portages? The Prospector. How much does that weigh?
So mine weighs 28 pounds.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I feel like they could come lighter as well, but it does have the Carbon Tech package.
Yeah.
So that adds a lot of, or takes off a lot of weight.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, mine's got like a nice blue bottom on it. So I feel like if you just had the material rather than like a painted bottom, it would take off a couple pounds too. But yeah, 28 pounds, and it feels light as a feather.
Yeah, it does. Oh man, the Cruiser.
How much is your Cruiser?
It's like 25. Like, it's super light.
Yeah.
And then even the 16-foot Prospector is like, I think 37, 38, something like that. So it's not that heavy.
If that, yeah.
But Tim's canoe, I think it's about 50 pounds. It's a little bit heavier. It's like aluminum trim and stuff. So it's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm used to the Prospector. And this one thing, if anybody's watching my videos, me picking up either my Prospector or my Cruiser, I don't do it how you're supposed to do it. You know how you're supposed to sort of put it up on your knees, and then I can't do that. I just bend over and shoot. It's totally bad for your back, but.
Yeah, in our tandem boat, because we have a tandem Keewaydin 16.
Okay.
In Carbon Fusion, that's the one we bought like last December or something. Yeah. I think that's around 32 pounds.
Nice. So
still extremely manageable. Like, I love taking it on portages. I'm just like, I'll take the boat this time. Really nice that way. But yeah, that one you can like put it up on your knee and kind of walk down the yoke and then grab put it up. But for the solo boats, like. Probably same with yours. Like, because they screw in, you don't really want to handle the yoke.
True, yeah. You just reach and grab the sides and
strip it.
Yep.
Yeah, so, and they're so light. I mean, whatever. Pick it up, pop it on.
That's awesome. Very cool. Anybody have any more questions? I thought we'd have a ton more questions.
Yeah.
Come on. Questions, ask away. Is there anything that you have any questions about? Because obviously you were watching enough stuff about video. Is there like any video questions that you might have while we're chatting?
Yeah, might as well. Let's see.
So what do you shoot? What do you shoot with?
What do I shoot with?
Yeah.
I shoot with a Canon M50.
Okay.
I originally started YouTube with. Actually, I think I started with the Canon. It was some kind of power shot. It was a bridge camera, so it was like between like a point and shoot and a DSLR. And then from that, I moved to the T6i or something. And then from that, I was like, I want something smaller and lighter. So I went to the M50.
Nice.
Because the mirrorless is just so nice.
Is that primarily what you shoot with, or do you have like any GoPros or other stuff, action cameras that you take with you as well? Or?
Yep. We have had the GoPro Hero 7 for probably over a year now. It's been amazing. And then we just recently got the Hero 8 as well.
Nice.
So that's been nice too. Because when you don't feel like shooting, you just pop on the GoPro and bad weather, you name it. It's good to go.
Yeah. So I got a love-hate relationship with my GoPros. They can either hook them up to your phone so you can see. You get it all set up, it works. You mount it to the bow of your boat. Oh, it's not connecting. What's going on?
Yeah.
Or I try the voice activation. I tested, it works. It's at the bow. I cannot reach it. GoPro, start recording. GoPro. And it just won't.
All the other campers on the lake are watching you yell at your GoPro.
I know. They are quite frustrating.
Yeah, we haven't had to deal too much with that. I think just because we've been in the tandem modes, but I might get my fair share of that now that I'm in the solo boat. I'll be wobbling down at the end. I turned off the voice command. Really kills the battery on the GoPros. So
Yes,
I turned that off.
notice that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this last trip where I filmed the whole entire paddle in, I physically turned them all on. And yeah.
What do you shoot with mainly?
It really depends on what I feel like taking, but for the most part, right now I've been shooting with. I have a Sony Handycam. It's a 4K Handycam. Mm-hmm. The only reason I shoot with that a lot is it's got a zoom lens built in, so I can get my zoom in shots as well as wide shots. I just open it up, it turns on. I put a mic on top and start recording with it.
That's super nice.
And it's easy enough to do selfie style talking to the camera with. I'll use that often. I'll use my phone quite a bit because that's in my pocket in my life jacket. I can just pull it out. And the GoPros occasionally, if they work. Occasionally I'll bring... I have brought my professional cameras a couple of times. Obviously, when I shoot Get Outside, I use those. But I've brought them a couple of times for the 2 Men in a Canoe stuff, but don't often bring them because I don't want to wreck them. But I may bring occasionally my mirrorless camera if I want to get some nice, shots with nice lenses. It really depends on the trip, though.
Yeah. I know.
Lighter is better.
Totally. That's the downfall of the M50s. You don't have the zoom.
Well, doesn't that you have interchangeable lenses on that, right?
Yeah, yes and yeah.
Which lens do you have with it?
Pardon me?
Which lens do you have with it?
Right now I'm just rocking I think it's 15 to 45.
Okay, that's about right. Yeah, I think that's what I've got on my mirrorless, so same one, yeah.
Yeah. And then I think you can get up to 200. I forget what the smallest is.
Yeah, but. I mean, you can actually get an adapter, so any of your lenses you had with your
that's right.
6i will work on that too.
I got rid of them all.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. You can't now.
But yeah, I'm almost thinking of getting. I've seen some pretty decent just point and shoot that have amazing zoom.
Yeah.
And just to have something like that in your pocket, I think would be perfect.
Yeah.
Because light, they're super small. They're this big.
Yeah.
And they're light, small. You can just whip them out, and I might try that.
Yeah.
I might try that.
One thing you'll find probably when you're in your solo boat, which I found is every time you stop paddling to get your camera out, especially if there's wind, you start drifting, and it tends to turn you sideways, and it's like, you put the camera down again, paddle a bit, trying to get your shot. It's really frustrating. Question: do you have a preferred base weight for your pack for a weekend trip?
So the most trips we do when we're going on a canoe trip has been a 4-day span. And for this 4 days, which actually I'm going to be doing a gear video for the upcoming canoe trip for our 4-day trip. I try to keep my pack weight, including food and half a liter of water, around 25 pounds.
Oh, wow.
But then again, yeah. We dehydrate all our own food and stuff like that. But that's splitting up the weight of the tent.
True.
So I think if I was going by myself and it maybe wasn't bug season, I would probably be, if it was end of October or something, and I was going on a solo canoe trip, just to save I wouldn't want it to bring a tent with me. I'd probably just bring a tarp.
Oh, wow, okay.
And just sleep under that. But yeah.
How would you feel? Do you feel secure just under a tarp?
I mean, Yeah, because like when you think about it, the tent is like just a very thin wall, right? So I just try to keep that in mind. It is strange that we have this feeling of comfort when we're surrounded by four walls.
Yep.
But I mean, if you can also make some tarp shelters that are pretty cool too.
Yeah.
That's very tent-like. So
That's
might do something
cool.
like that.
Yes, it is weird because I've tried sleeping in a hammock a couple of times, and I feel exposed in the hammock. Yeah. So I want walls, some kind of wall. Like I've actually used my hammock inside of my Eureka No Bug Zone, and I felt totally fine. Like I felt because I have those screen walls. I mean, what are they going to do?
Yeah, it's funny, that we feel that way. But actually, we're picking up a No Bug Zone. It should be coming in the mail anytime, so we're really excited.
Oh yes,
about that.
you'll need it this month.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had on our June 1st I went, so it was sunny, it was great. The 2nd, which would have been Tuesday, it rained a good portion of the day, and there was bugs, so we were sitting under the No Bug Zone for a good long while.
Definitely a nice thing to have for sure.
It's a little tricky to set up, I find, though, because if you stretch out the tarp all nice, then your screen doesn't. So it's a little, hit and miss. You got to get your screen pegged down, and then
yeah. I'm sure we'll have fun figuring that out.
Yeah. Oh, somebody else has mentioned. Oops, just mentioned that's a good thing to have. Yes. What would be your favorite piece of gear that you use? Either like old schooly bushcrafty or modern high techy lightweighty.
Are we talking canoe trip or any trip?
I guess any trip.
Any trip.
Or if it's easier to narrow it down, you can go canoe trip and then other trips.
I like that better. I'm very indecisive, so that's a good way to go.
Start with canoe trip then.
Canoe trip. Probably like the most useful as far as around camp and stuff is like a husband that can do it all. I like a light pot system. So like I have my titanium pot. But I also I think a tarp is just indisposable too on a canoe trip.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, because when you get caught in the rain, there's nothing worse than not having a tarp, and that can ruin a trip so quickly.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I've had many trips where the first thing I do is set up a tarp because it looks like rain, and you're glad you did because like within seconds of you setting it up, it starts pouring.
Invaluable. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true. It's interesting too how like I did get a pretty good tarp. It's from I think I got it at Mac. It's packs about this big. It's a fairly good sized tarp, but it's pretty pricey. But they had one even smaller, well, same size tarp, but smaller, packed like this small. It was like half the weight. And it's amazing how much more, like that was like $300 and something. Like for like, the smaller and lighter it gets.
Yep, the more expensive it gets. I've been using AquaQuest. I bought an AquaQuest tarp. And I like the 10x10 configuration because you can do so many different variations with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just still nylon, but it's pretty. I think it's about a pound, and definitely pretty light.
Yeah. I've seen, and it was funny. It was right beside the cheap mugs, camping mugs. It was a titanium one, so I could see somebody accidentally picking. You send your mom or your grandma to go buy you a present, and they accidentally grab. But so like the cheap mug is like $3. Titanium one was like over $50.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, you can really spend a lot of money, that's for sure.
So that's on your canoe trips. Any other personal favorite gear?
Yeah, so for my bushcraft trips, actually, we could go all around because tarp is probably the best thing that I'd love to have because, again, same thing, you can ruin a trip really quick if you don't have a tarp to keep you dry.
Second favorite thing.
Firesteel.
Oh, okay, cool.
I absolutely love using a Firesteel for some reason. Like, I'm that person. We'll be on a canoe trip and I have to use a Firesteel rather than a big lighter.
I've taken lighters before, but I tend to like, if I'm going to use matches, I try and make sure I only use one You know, it's nice
Yeah.
to have that one match challenge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. My buddy Tim and I, we did a competition once to see who could light the fire fastest with the steel. He won. He kind of cheated because he took out like a big knife to start chipping at it with, and I was just using that stupid little thing they give you with it. Okay, great.
Yeah. Hey, what's your favorite thing to have on a trip? Can't let you get off that easy.
Yeah, a tarp is good, but I'll pick something else.
It's tough, isn't it?
It is, because it all depends on. Yeah, it does. It depends on what kind of trip you're doing. Yeah, is it a luxury that you want to take, or is it a necessity? You know what? Recently, I do like the Jetboil stove that I got. That's pretty cool. They're
pretty handy.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody's seen it. I did do a video testing while we were still locked down, testing all. I have 3 stoves. I have the Jetboil. I have an MSR. What they call the Whisper Light. You know, it uses the liquid fuel that you get a pump. And then I have another one. I can't remember what the name of it is. It's a tiny little stove. It screws on one of the canisters as well. So I figured I'd do a test in my inside. So I did it on my mantle of the fireplace. And the first 2, no problem. Then I did the Whisper Light. Well, those things you got to fill the little reservoir first, light that on fire, and outside it doesn't seem like that big a flame. Inside is like, oh my god, that's a big fire, and smoke's coming off of it. My smoke alarm's going off. I'm like, oh my god.
Dinner's ready.
Yeah. But yeah, the Jetboil won that, by the way. It was the fastest for boiling water.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So yeah, I think
they have boiled.
Have either of us tried a Yeti? That's
nope.
That's what's that? That's the cooler, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
They've come up with some like accessories and stuff like that. But yeah, I think they mostly do coolers.
I did just get this bag. It's like a dry bag. Ice Mule is what it's called. So it's like a cooler. It's insulated dry bag basically, and it works pretty good. And then you can inflate it a bit too to give you some more insulation.
Oh, cool.
Never holds as much as you think, even though it's a big one, because you get this much insulation when you blow it up. It doesn't hold a ton of stuff, but I do kind of like that. Let's see. Which model of AquaQuest tarp? Defender, Safari, or Guide?
I personally have the Guide, but I was just sent the Safari, so I have yet to try that out. The Guide is the lightest.
Right.
And then Safari is a little bit heavier, and then the Defender is like the real heavy-duty stuff, so...
Cool.
So it gets heavier as you go.
Oh, Helinox chairs, yes, those are handy too.
Do you bring a chair on every trip?
Yes, I do. So maybe that
I live
should
like
be my choice.
Peasant. I never bring a chair.
In the past, I've sat on logs and rocks and stuff, but it's nice to be able to put your seat where you need it.
I can definitely see that, but I just don't think I could. Just knowing the weight, I'm like an ounce counter for no reason. I'm not a hiker, but I have to go as light as I possibly can.
So for canoe trips, I used to just I got a cheap, the typical folding camp chairs, right? Yeah. My buddy Tim has a bigger one. He likes having all the pockets to store. Like, I don't need that.
Oh, man.
And I still take that one on my winter trips just because the feet are a little bit bigger and it won't sink in the snow as much.
Yeah.
The Helinox ones, you'll just sink down to the ground.
Yeah.
But I do have a Eureka one that's similar to the Helinox, but it's at the high back. That's a bit heavier than the Helinox. Now, I like that. I take that now on a canoe trip. It packs a lot smaller, and it's still really comfy. But I bought the Helinox last fall because I was doing a backpacking trip up north, like in Pakistan, and it's so lightweight. It's great. Nice.
Yeah, I'll have to look into it maybe eventually. Maybe on like solo trips it'd be nice to not, you're doing double the work because you're not sharing the weight of anything.
Just don't carry something else that you don't need, right?
Tarp out the window.
No, you need your tarp.
Yeah.
Question. I wanted to know how's the new boat going? Oh, talking about your Prospector.
Oh, Prospector. To be honest with you guys, I have only paddled it once because that's when I did the test paddle. And then after that, we just got wrapped up in moving and stuff. But now that we're here, there's gonna be lots more videos in that boat. I can tell you that for sure. But it's a dream to paddle so far.
That's cool.
Hey, Chris Burris is here.
Oh, hey, Chris, how are you doing?
And Dennis Canoe Hound.
Yeah.
Nice.
Any other questions anybody has? How long have we been going? We've been going for my
45 minutes.
Okay, good, because my actual monitor is still frozen and I can't see. Obviously, we're not really frozen because you guys are. I see that. You do have the counter going, so 45 minutes. So we'll probably go for another maybe 10 minutes if that's okay, and if anybody has any questions. If not, we'll wrap up sooner. So it's up to you guys to ask the questions.
Sounds good. I see a question from Chris. Says, just tuned in and wanted to know how the new... Oh,
that's the one. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Let's see, where is...
Don't see any more right now.
Not yet. Actually, let's Chris, are you guys getting a canoe? Because you guys have borrowed one as well, so I don't know if you guys have got a new boat to use.
Yeah. Can't wait to see that series.
Yeah.
That Chris has coming out.
So you got this trip coming up next. Have you booked anything else for the summer?
I have like a group trip planned with just friends. I want to there's a bunch of my friends. I tried to do this last year, but I didn't book it in time and everything was booked solid. But there's a bunch of my friends I really want to take just on like an easy canoe trip to introduce them all, because not many of them have been on a canoe trip. Going with that theme of encouraging people to get outdoors.
Do you like people who have never been before? I love it.
It'll be an experience that I haven't experienced before, because I think it'll be really interesting. I feel like I want to do like a rundown on how to paddle a canoe first. No, they're all pretty good, but yeah, no, it'll be an experience. It's a pretty big group that I've got planned.
Well, just make sure that they're all in other tandem canoes and you're in your solo, and then you can just watch them. I gotta say, if anybody's ever put in at Canoe Lake in Algonquin on a weekend and watched all the people renting canoes who clearly don't know what they're doing, it's hilarious. I've seen people like sitting facing each other. One person's paddling backwards, or they're sitting. They're doing the canoe backwards. They got like they're facing the total wrong way. It's hilarious. So
that's funny. Yeah,
I've never some good video if you don't tell them how to use it. Here's a canoe.
Yep.
Go.
Wear your life jackets.
Yes, absolutely.
That's funny.
What gear are you taking on your trip? So your trip coming up is a canoe trip. So I'm assuming you're taking a good amount of normal gear.
Yeah.
You'll take a tent, not just the tarp.
Yeah. With canoe. Yeah. Although when I get the no bug zone, I definitely want to try just tarping with that and sleeping in that. I think that would be cool. But
have you ever used the hammock? Because the hammock, like I said, I used the hammock in that once, and it was great.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I've never actually slept in a hammock. I've brought a hammock, and I've had every intention. Yeah. It's just one of those things I've never been able to do. Also, Ryan and I always go together, so the snuggles, gotta have the snuggles.
How does that? They do make 2-person hammocks. I've never seen anybody using them. Like,
I don't.
You gotta be like squished together, right?
I like to stretch out a little bit when I sleep.
You gotta try out one of the tree tents, the tent style ones that I use. They're awesome.
Yeah, I was looking at those. Yeah, and your videos are pretty cool.
They are. They're a lot of fun. What's your dream trip or location?
Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know if I necessarily have like a dream trip. I just love exploring new places. It doesn't really matter where it is. I think it would be really neat. I follow a YouTuber in Australia, Scotty's Gone Walkabouts, and he does some cool things there. Now, they're not set up like we are. They can't just go for days and days where they can portage lake to lake to lake. But yeah, I don't know. Exploring new areas is exciting to me.
That's cool that you mentioned somebody in Australia. I've been watching a lot of people. I was supposed to actually be going to England for a trip, like in less than 20 days. No, probably about 15 days, but it's not happening
yeah.
now. That's not happening. But I was going to get in touch with some of the YouTubers that do camping over there, and because I'd love to try it. There's this one person who they post tons of photos of just paddling along the canals. Another guy who does, they call it wild camping, not country camping. So they're out camping on the moors. You're not technically allowed to, but nobody seems to mind if you're, so I'd love to give that a try. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool for sure.
Oh, Chris is getting a key wading. Awesome.
Oh, awesome.
Let's see what else I saw another question there. Where was it? Oh, fleet captain planning a tarp only trip in July. There'll still be a lot of bugs in July.
Yeah. That sounds rough.
Here's a question. Is it considered tarp only if you take the no bug zone? It's only screen, so
that's a tough one. It's not technically a tent. No. Although it kind of technically is, I guess.
And it really, tent. Actually, my tent style tents, all they are really is a floor with screen on top and a fly sheet. But
yeah,
I don't know.
I'm gonna go with yes, because I'm definitely doing that, and I'm definitely calling it tarp only.
There you go. Hammock camping is great, but the trick is getting changed. Just can't do it in the hammock. Yeah. Same in the tent style tents. Not so bad in backcountry, but I was camping in one of because I got 3 different ones. I think it was in either the 2-person one or the 1-person tent, which is tiny. You can't change in there. But I was doing car camping at Mule Lake, and there was a campsite right beside me, like a whole bunch of young people camping, and it sounded like they were going to be leaving because my clothes were, stored under my tent. I had, had underwear on. I wouldn't have been a big problem. I wouldn't have cared. But I was just trying to be polite, right? And like they're they're about to go. Okay, great. Oh no, somebody's forgotten something. Okay, it took them from the time it sounded like they were going to go somewhere till actually leaving. It was over an hour. And
oh man,
I was at the point where I was about to just hop out and go, screw you, I'm getting changed.
Just do it.
Absolutely. No, he's not taking the bug zone. No bug zone.
That's so funny.
There are no bugs in July, are there? Oh, okay, yes, there are lots. Cool. So, what your next video? You said you have a video. What are your next set of videos that you have planned?
So I was planning on doing a gear video today, but then our friends invited us to go on their boat today. So, and also we're fixing up the house, and they're like, "Oh, you need a break. Come out on the boat." So I'm like, okay. So I was gonna have a video out, actually make the video today and put it out tomorrow. But I might still do that. I want to do a gear video for what we pack for like a 4-day canoe trip. Hopefully that'll be out tomorrow or Saturday. And then the next 2 videos after that would probably be our canoe trip. I like to do them in parts because I'll do about an hour per part.
Oh wow, that's pretty long.
Yeah,
wow.
The long formats just tend to do well for some reason.
I'm gonna have to start doing longer ones. I've been doing breaking. Well, okay, it's because I'm trying to get out something at least every week. So you had a trip that you're not doing a trip every week. So
that's true.
Do a couple of days at a time. But yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, it'll just be hopefully fishing videos from my new canoe.
Nice.
You have to come closer if you want to go in.
No, I don't.
We saw your shadow go by.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, you'll be busy working on the house, obviously. When we first started chatting, Ryan came in with a roller of white paint.
Yep, we got a lot of updating to do.
Nice. Cool. So, we'll wrap up in a couple of minutes. Where can people... oh, wait, we got a question. Hold on. Let's answer this question first. Oh, okay. This is actually pretty good. What piece of gear would you leave behind? There's so many times you pack everything you think you need, and then there's stuff you'd never use, and you don't.
Yeah, exactly. I've never. That's a tough question, but very good one. What?
We always bring too many clothes.
Yeah, yes. Clothes is something I think a lot of people. But then again, if you don't have like a good
weather depending.
Yeah, even then, weather can just act up. Yeah, I don't know. If you get soaked, you're really gonna miss those clothes.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Well, even on this last trip, I basically take usually the set of clothes I'm wearing and one extra set.
Yeah, I think that's.
I don't care about being dirty out there, so this trip I came back in the same clothes that I wore there.
Yeah.
The drive home was a little smelly, but that's fine.
Is what it is.
But if I had got wet, yeah, I would have been wanting something else. But I had them packed in a stuff sack, and I never opened it. So
yeah,
yeah,
either that or like
Somebody said leave behind the husband.
No, he's useful. He helps me set up.
So can you think of anything that you'd leave behind that you normally would take?
I don't know. Probably, maybe like if I wanted to go super lightweight, I wouldn't bring anything to cook with. I would mainly cook on a fire.
Yeah.
Which we mainly do anyways.
But
true. Yeah.
I find I do that a lot too. This time I did use my stove to cook because I was sitting in the no bug zone in the rain, and I had hot dogs, and I thought, I can boil those, so whatever.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, I end up not using it, and then I carried it for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my friend Rebecca had a question here, but she retracted it. And I didn't see it.
Retracted the question.
Rebecca! I don't see it.
Is there anything that you have forgotten to take and then realize, oh,
I don't think so. Do you remember, Ryan? Did we forget anything ever on a trip?
I forgot a sweater, a hoodie on Radiant.
Yeah, we went to Radiant. It was a rainy, cold, miserable weekend, and he forgot a sweater. But I mean, he had some jackets, so that was okay. But I think he would. But other than that, no, we've pretty much
worn alcohol.
Forgotten alcohol.
I try not to bring too much. I just can't justify carrying it.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, let's. So you've got YouTube channel. You got your Instagram. Anywhere else people can find stuff that you're doing, or is that what you are?
YouTube, Instagram. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I had big plans to start a blog on my website that I've got, AlexisOutdoors.ca, but haven't had time to work on it between everything else.
I know a lot of people that have blog pages. I have one too for 2 Men in a Canoe. I never end up using it. You make the video. Yeah. People see the video.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea, but yeah. No, just Instagram is probably the most frequently updated, and then YouTube videos. That's pretty much it.
Nice. So
I have Facebook too on Alexis Outdoors.
Excellent. Cool. So those are pretty much the best places to find people anyway. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So definitely if you haven't, I'm sure everybody watching has watched your videos, but if not, it's like I said, I went down a rabbit hole of all sorts of really cool videos, really cool stuff. So be sure to subscribe to Alexis Outdoors, follow on Instagram and Facebook and everything. And that, I guess, will be it for tonight for our chat.
I just want one thing.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone who showed up tonight. And also, please like this video and also follow 2 Men in a Canoe. Ben, you make awesome videos, too. There's no doubt about that. So, and the time that you put behind organizing these chats, I think it's really nice to keep this community together through these chats. And so people like you and Dennis that organize stuff like this, I think that's super important to keeping us all together type of thing, especially through this. So
and it's a lot of fun. It's been great. Like, originally for me, it was just an idea because we were stuck inside. It's like, how am I going to...
Yeah. So,
it's been great. And I appreciate you guys, people like you coming on and doing it. It's been fantastic. So
all this gratefulness, it's great.
It's awesome. I think though this might be the last regular Thursday. Like I said at the beginning, we're going to be getting outside now. So I will probably try and keep at least one a month for the next little while. So
nice.
If you want to come back, you're welcome to chat again, or anybody else. I'd be happy to chat with anybody. And I am still planning. I may do this next Thursday. I am planning on doing another filmmaking one where it's more. When we had that great one with Dennis, it was a lot of. We got really into the weeds, the technical stuff. But I want to be more just sort of techniques to help you tell the story better. So, and actually, if anybody has any videos that you want to send me a message either on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, whatever, with a link to a video you'd like me to take a look at, and maybe we'll play a little bit of that in the thing, and we'll sort of not really critique, but give you ideas of what might improve video as well. So yes, thank you once again for all of you watching, and I guess that let me just see. I'm doing this on my own. I can't reach the buttons I need to just make it naturally fade to black.
That's okay. It's fun anyway.
Yeah, but anyway, that basically. Oh, geez, that basically is it. Thank you so much, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Nope, we're still on.